Egotastic FunTime. Hey gang, I'm JP and welcome back to Talking The Orville on Egotastic FunTime. Today, we're going to have a great time talking about the Orville just wrapping up filming this week for Season 2 and everything I know so far to expect when the new season starts. And I'm talking about spoilers on spoilers on spoilers, you guys. But today is also laundry day here at Egotastic FunTime, so I'm not really looking my usual sexiest F self right now, so I think this might go more gooder if we take this episode of Talking the Orville over to the Ego computer. Let's go! The Orville just concluded filming Season 2 on October 15th, which initially began production earlier this year on February 26th. The cast and crew celebrated with a rap party in Los Angeles, California, complete with a performance by Seth MacFarlane singing Fly Me to the Moon. And they even had a DJ, you guys, so you know that party was lit. Seth gave members of the production crew these amazing personalized Orville bottles of Tennessee bourbon and embroidered throw pillows. He even made friendship bracelets for the cast. Aww. Now that filming is complete, we just have to wait until Sunday, December 30th for the premiere. So with that in mind, let's run down everything I know about Season 2 so far, starting with the new season will be longer with 16 episodes as opposed to the 12 episodes that we got in the first season. 15 of those being all new and one of them being a carryover from the last season called Primal Urges. More about that later. Fox is experimenting with a new commercial break format this season called Jazz Pod or JAZ Pod. JZ Pod, yeah, that's probably what it's called. Where they'll have shorter commercial breaks, but more often. This will actually allow for each episode of the Orville to have a 52-minute running time as opposed to the usual 43-minute run time. Longer episodes, you guys! Season 2 will have a myriad of guest stars making appearances on the show. Confirmed guests are Marina Sirtis, F. Murray Abraham, Tony Todd, Ted Danson, Tim Russ, Robert Picardo, John Billingsley, Patrick Warburton, Leighton Meester, Ron Canada, Victor Garber, and it's not official, but I put a lot of work earlier in the year into figuring out who that two-horned lizard creature in this behind-the-scenes pic is, and it's being played by Jason Alexander. I'm sure it's him, and you can quote me on it. Ding! Guest directors next season include Jonathan Frakes, Robert Duncan McNeil, Rebecca Rodriguez, sister to Robert Rodriguez, and a very loose rumor that LeVar Burton might have something to do with this season, but we don't know if he's directed something or maybe made an appearance. Neither is probably true, so don't quote me on that. Two new cast members will be joining next season. Chris Johnson playing a character named Cassius, whose role is shrouded in mystery and intrigue, hiding like a shadow in the darkness of entropy. Basically, I know nothing about what his role is as of yet. Yeah, seriously, I know nothing. Hey, I'm more surprised than you guys are, okay? And as we all know by now, Jessica Zor will be playing the role of Tala this season, who is the new Solane security chief aboard the Orville, taking over for Halston Sage, who unofficially has left the show. Because reasons.
JP, you stupid tank-smelling fart-brained bastard!
Damn it, angry nerd troll, what are you doing on my computer?
It hasn't been announced that Halston Sage is leaving the show, idiot! She's listed as being in all episodes on imdb.com, stupid! So go kill yourself, you fat bearded hipster!
Well, that's fair. The IMDb part, not the hipster part. Also, my beard is epic. You got me on the fat comment, though. I can't argue with that. But it hasn't been announced that she's leaving. You're right. But I also know that she hasn't filmed anything with the rest of the cast for most of the year. And every time Penny Johnson-Gerald gives a shout out to the cast of the show, she tags everyone except Halston Sage, including the other day when she tweeted about the show being all wrapped up and she's gonna miss everybody. So she's gone, man. Sorry. Also, you've fallen right into my trap, angry nerd troll. I've booby-trapped my ego computer to banish intruders to the Phantom Zone. So take that, buttface.
Oh no, not the Phantom Zone, JP. From the 1980s sequel to Superman, aptly named Superman 2. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
Good, he's gone. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, so season 2 of the Orville will concentrate more heavily on the sci-fi aspect of the show as opposed to all the comedy that we got last season, though there will no doubt be lots of humor spread throughout the show. In season 2, the scripts will be much more ambitious, dealing with not only space exploration and discovery, but a lot of attention will be paid to the lives of the crew and their interests, relationships, and histories. Kelly and Claire will be forming a closer friendship this season. We'll also be seeing Ty and Marcus Finn a lot more, #FinnFamily, as their relationship with Isaac grows. Seth MacFarlane has confirmed that season 2 will give us more insight into Isaac's people, the Kalon. We'll also be dealing with Bortus and Clyden's new family dynamic with their child Topa, who will be the equivalent of an 8-year-old when we see him again, and he'll be attending school on Earth. But don't let that fool you. Season 2 picks up just a couple months after the events of the season 1 finale, Mad Idolatry. It's also been confirmed that we'll finally find out whether or not Bortus can actually sing. Besides returning to Moklis and seeing Saleya for the first time in season 2, we'll also be visiting an Earth-like planet where the Orville crew get to make first contact with the civilization in the hopes of bringing them into the Planetary Union. This episode was directed by Robert Duncan McNeil and features Tala as the new security chief. It also looks like things don't necessarily go as planned with the mission in this episode. This is also where somebody pregnant, because there are people cast in this episode as obstetricians. When we're finally introduced to Saleya after Lar decides to go back home in this season, we'll get to see how humans deal with the planet's excessive gravity by using gravity suits. I'm also hoping to see what happens if the suits stop working. With 24 director and producer John Cassar joining the Orville full-time this year, the action sequences are expected to also be beefed up considerably in season 2. Cassar directed the Krill episode last season, which turned out to be one of many fan favorites, and the Krill are expected to make a huge comeback this season as well. The Orville will also be getting a big 2-part episode this season, but whether or not that episode has to do with the Krill is yet to be seen. Besides the Orville shuttles getting a new paint job, we'll also be getting a new armory set, which we seem to have already gotten a peek at in the season 2 Comic-Con trailer. Also, I'm not sure if they just ran out of space on the lot to store the pods, or if we'll actually be getting a time travel episode this season, but I do know that a young kid was cast to play a newsie in an episode, so do with that information what you will. Canute and Lieutenant Dan will be making a comeback this year, and in this behind-the-scenes shot of Jonathan Frakes and John Cassar filming a scene at the Disney Concert Hall in Los Angeles, it looks like we're going to be treated to a special performance of some kind. With Seth MacFarlane's love for live orchestra music, not only in his free time but also in use with every single show he's ever created, I'm guessing we're going to be seeing some sort of alien orchestra this season on the show. It's already been revealed by the costume and makeup departments that we're going to be dealing with a huge bump in the amount of aliens we see on the show, so having an orchestra would be a perfect opportunity to do that. Earlier this year, writer Joe Menosky left his job at Star Trek Discovery and joined the Orville, which is a great get because Menosky is best known for writing the episode of The Next Generation, Darmok. In true 90s Star Trek fashion, the Orville goes to great lengths to make sure the science of the show is sound by consulting real scientists. Season 2 informally has Neil deGrasse Tyson on hand as a science advisor. Tyson, of course, also works with Seth MacFarlane and Brandon Braga on Cosmos, which is currently coming back for its 2nd season next year. Though I don't know exactly where it'll fit in the upcoming season, last year's Heldover episode, Primal Urges, will be making its debut in season 2. This is the episode where Nana Visitor was originally cast to play a leader of people who has to get everyone off her planet before it explodes. Nana had to drop out of the role at the last minute and it was recast. With who, you might ask? I don't know. But this episode will also include Bortus and Clyden trying to repair their relationship with some kinky Moclan sexy time fun in the environmental simulator that features other scantily clad Moclans ready to join in on the single gender action in a big way. Another thing we know about the next season is that with all her foibles from last year, with, you know, having an entire planet from another universe creating their entire civilization on believing her to be a deity for over 2,000 years, that the Planetary Union Admiralty isn't very pleased with Kelly when the Orville returns later this year. Though they're extremely pleased with Ed. I can't wait to see how that storyline plays out, you guys. We do know that with the addition of Cassius and Tala, that some sort of rift between Ed and Kelly happen. Are one of these characters playing a love interest of some kind? I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. We're also going to be getting some small changes to the uniforms this year with metallic badges and epaulets, however you pronounce that, but I'm guessing it won't happen until after Alara leaves. One strange bit of news is that MJL Puppet Design was commissioned to create puppets for the Orville, and it looks like it has something to do with Kelly and that little girl from Mad Idolatry. What the fuck? We're only a couple months away from the Orville returning to our televisions, you guys, and I'm excited to see what's in store. And with the huge priority the show is to Fox, and the very warm reception given to it by fans from all around the world, I'm also excited to see how the Orville influences the creation of new sci-fi shows across the board. I don't know about you, but with the declining interest by sci-fi fans for all franchises that have the word star in its title, I'm really looking forward to all the fresh blood coming in to create something new. And there's really only one man out there who can express to you how the Orville makes me feel like I'm on top of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Grimes.
But I'm on the top of the world and looking down on the Orville. It's the only explanation I can find. It's the love that I've found ever since we've been around. The Orville puts me on the top of the world.
Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, and I talked about it. I also got all my laundry done. I'm looking fly as hell. How about you? What are you most excited about with the Orville returning this Christmas? What's your biggest hopes and fears for the series? Where the hell is Yaphet? Are you keeping track of all my predictions? Because we're going to be keeping score when Talking the Orville live stream pre-show super chat explosion returns as a companion to every new episode of the Orville, this and every season of the show for the rest of time. You can let me know what you think by joining the conversation below. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my stupid show. It really does mean the world to me, you guys. I'll see you very soon, and as always, I hope all your times are egotastic fun times. Love you, bye-bye!
Egotastic FunTime, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic FunTime, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. I love money. Give me all your 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 money.